For 24 hours, I gave up my life and decided to live someone else's. I wasn't traveling or role-playing. I was just trying to be 70 years old. Welcome back to Elderly Care. We talk a lot on this channel about the senior health, science of aging, the nutrition for longevity, and the mindset of positive living. But how often do we truly stop and consider the physical reality of what it's like to navigate the world when our bodies simply don't move the way they used to? That's what I set out to discover. I spent a full day meticulously simulating common physical and cognitive challenges faced by many, not all, but many 70-year-olds. And trust me, the results didn't just shock me. They fundamentally changed the way I think about aging and empathy. This experiment isn't about stereotypes. It's about empathy and proactive wellness. I incorporated things like weighted vests to simulate muscle mass loss, vision-impairing goggles, and restricted movement to mimic joint stiffness and mild arthritis. The goal? To truly feel the friction points of daily life. By understanding these challenges, we can be better allies to our senior loved ones, and, most importantly, we can learn exactly what we need to focus on right now to ensure our own later years are as vibrant and active as possible. Let's dive into the schedule and the stunning wake-up calls I received. The day started at 6 a.m., and even getting out of bed was the first hurdle. I wore a 10-pound weighted vest for the whole day, simulating the common loss of muscle mass, or sarcopenia, that naturally occurs as we age. This loss of strength is a huge contributor to frailty. Simply rising up, the vest pulled, and my core had to work significantly harder. The next step? Finding and putting on clothes. We take for granted the fine motor skills needed for buttons, zippers, and socks. With restricted hand movements, I taped a couple of my fingers together to simulate mild arthritis. It took me nearly 3 times longer to get dressed. It wasn't pain, it was the cumulative friction of tiny struggles. This highlighted the crucial need for grip strength and fine motor skill exercises right now. Next, the bathroom. I had taped up the bottom third of my bifocals with a foggy film to mimic mild macular degeneration and reduced peripheral vision. Stepping into the shower and onto a potentially slippery surface, the visual impairment caused genuine anxiety. My balance felt immediately compromised. I found myself instinctively reaching for the wall. This is a crucial takeaway, and it's evidence-based. Falls are the leading cause of injury-related death in older adults. My small simulation proved why. Simple tasks like bending down to pick up a dropped washcloth became a mental negotiation of risk versus reward. Proactive tip. This is why balance training, like simple single-leg stands and Tai Chi, shouldn't wait until you're 70. Start now. Breakfast was a lesson in pace. I felt a pressure to move fast, the way I usually do, but my body just wouldn't cooperate. Preparing a simple meal, scrambled eggs, felt exhausting. Lifting the heavy frying pan with the weighted vest was a chore. Chewing was also a slower process, partly psychological and partly due to my simulated effort. The sheer energy expenditure of this slowed existence was surprising. By 8:30 a.m., I was already experiencing a fatigue level I usually don't hit until mid-afternoon. The realization? The body of a 70-year-old often expends more energy just to maintain homeostasis and perform basic tasks. This is why nutrition and efficient energy management are so vital. Focus on protein-rich meals to maintain muscle and healthy fats for sustained energy, not quick-burn sugars. The afternoon was dedicated to the mind and the world outside the home. To simulate mild cognitive load and the difficulty of filtering distractions, I put on noise-canceling headphones playing subtle, persistent background chatter while attempting to perform an everyday task, paying bills, and scheduling an appointment. My brain felt like a computer running too many programs at once. The effort required to maintain focus was immense. I found myself double-checking every number, rereading instructions, and getting easily frustrated. Evidence check. This difficulty with focus and processing speed is normal with age. It's called fluid intelligence decline. It doesn't mean you're losing it. It means your brain is optimizing its resources. The solution: we must embrace brain fitness. Activities like learning a new language, doing complex puzzles, or engaging in mindful focus practice can help build cognitive reserve. Then came the real-world test, a trip to the pharmacy and the grocery store. Walking felt different. With restricted peripheral vision and joint stiffness, I couldn't move with my usual brisk stride. I had to focus intensely on every step. My usual power walk was now a conscious effort to not fall. Navigating the crowded aisles became a stressful ordeal. Other people moved so fast, rushing past me, oblivious to the fact that I needed more space and more time. I felt vulnerable, slow, and, I'll admit, a little bit invisible. This was perhaps the most profound emotional realization. The world is built for speed, and being forced to slow down can feel isolating. At the pharmacy, I had to read the tiny print on a prescription bottle while simultaneously trying to understand a fast-talking assistant, all while my ears were still experiencing simulated background noise. The stress was palpable. I ended up having to ask the clerk to repeat themselves 3 times. This is a common reality: sensory overload. When you have hearing or vision deficits, your brain has to work harder to compensate, leading to quicker mental exhaustion. The lesson here for all of us: when interacting with an older adult, slow down your speech, speak clearly, and be patient. It's not about defiance, it's about a slower processing speed that demands respect. When I got home, I didn't want to cook. I was truly exhausted, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. This deep, bone-weary fatigue is something many seniors talk about. The accumulated effort of the day makes simple pleasures feel like chores. I opted for a simple, ready-made meal. This is where the temptation of less nutritious, easier options comes in. When you're constantly fighting against gravity and friction, your motivation for complex self-care plummets. The health risk is clear. Fatigue leads to poor nutrition choices, which leads to lower energy, creating a devastating cycle. The fix? Prepare and freeze healthy meals in advance. Use assistive tools in the kitchen. Simplify, but don't compromise on nutrition. I tried to call a friend. Holding the phone up to my ear for a long conversation became uncomfortable because of the weighted vest and general fatigue. This small detail opened my eyes to the challenge of social connection. When every action is an effort, the motivation to reach out diminishes. Yet, we know social isolation is as detrimental to health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. The takeaway is the powerful role of technology. Using hands-free devices, video calls, or even just regular check-ins from family can be a lifeline. Don't wait for your loved ones to call you. Reach out to them and make the conversation as comfortable and effortless as possible. The final act was getting ready for bed. The simple task of removing the restrictive clothing and weighted vest felt like taking off armor after a long battle, and that's exactly what it was. For 24 hours, my body and mind had been fighting a constant, low-level battle against a world that wasn't designed for its limitations. The feeling wasn't one of despair, but of profound respect and admiration for the resilience of the human spirit. The emotional shock wasn't about the difficulties themselves. It was the realization of the immense courage and energy it takes for millions of seniors every single day just to live a normal life. My 24 hours were over, but the lessons will stay with me forever. They boil down to 5 critical, proactive steps we all need to take today, starting at age 40, to future-proof our health and independence. Takeaway number 1. Prioritize sarcopenia prevention. That means consistent resistance training. Not cardio, but lifting weights, using resistance bands, or body weight exercises at least 3 times a week. Muscle is your life insurance. The stronger your legs and core are now, the better your balance and independence will be later. Takeaway number 2. Never stop working on your balance. The day proved that a momentary loss of balance can have life-altering consequences. Start with simple heel-to-toe walking, single-leg stands while brushing your teeth, or join a community class like Tai Chi. Balance is a skill, and it can be learned and maintained at any age. It's the ultimate safety net. Takeaway number 3. Design for simplicity and comfort. Don't wait until things are hard to simplify your environment. Install brighter lighting now. Use lever door handles instead of knobs. Declutter your walking paths. Optimize your home before you need the assistance. This is the ultimate act of self-care and respect for your future self. Takeaway number 4. Cultivate your cognitive and social reserves. Don't let your brain become passive. Keep learning, keep challenging yourself with novelty, and most importantly, keep your social calendar full. Loneliness is a genuine physical health risk. Be the one who reaches out, joins the club, and maintains those vital connections. Takeaway number 5. Practice empathy daily. My 24 hours changed me. It taught me patience and respect. Remember the person ahead of you at the grocery store who is moving slow, or the relative who keeps asking you to repeat yourself. They are not doing it to annoy you. They are expending incredible energy just to navigate their day. Be kind, be helpful, be patient, because we are all on this journey together. If this experiment opened your eyes, please hit the like button and subscribe to Elder Care. And most importantly, tell me, what is the single most important thing you are going to change in your routine today after watching this video? Let me know in the comments below. Stay healthy, stay vibrant, and I'll see you in the next video.